Hi, I'm Li Jiahui, currently a mechanical engineering student with a strong interest in design, manufacturing, and system improvement. Throughout my university, I've been involved in several hands-on projects that allowed me to apply what I learned into real situations. One of my biggest achievements was during the IIDP project, where my team was awarded Best of the Best. In that project, we improved a trolley assembly line by redesigning the tool handling using an ergonomic approach, which helped improve efficiency and reduce operator strain. I also have experience using AutoCAD and some explore to FEM analysis. Currently, I'm working on my final year project, which focuses on designing and validating an IoT integrated crash testing machine. Overall, I will describe myself as someone who is proactive, willing to learn, and able to adapt quickly when facing challenge, especially in team-based environments. For the second question, the one skill I'm most proud of my ability is to solve problems in a practical and structured way. In university, I learned that real engineering problems are often not straightforward, and sometimes there is no perfect solution. Because of that, I developed the habit of breaking down a problem into smaller parts, analyzing the root cause, and then testing different possible solutions. For example, during my integrated design project, which is IDP, we noticed that the assembly process was inefficiency due to poor tools, arrangement, and unnecessary movement. I helped analyze the workflow and propose an ergonomic improvement to reduce strain and improve efficiency. Through this experience, I have learned how to balance theory with practical constraints like time, cost, and usability. This skill is something I'm very proud of because I believe it's essential for any engineer working in real-world environment. For the last question, the one situation where I had to adapt quickly was during a group project where our initial design approach suddenly became not feasible due to time and resources limitations. At that point, we couldn't continue with our original plan, so we had to quickly rethink our approach as a team. We reassessed the requirement and focused on what was most critical to achieve the project objective. I contribute by suggesting a simplified the design that still maintained the main function but was easier and faster to implement. We also redistribute tasks among team members to make sure we could meet the deadline. Throughout the process, communication was very important to keep everyone aligned. In the end, we managed to complete the project on time with good result. That's all from me. Thank you.
The first question is tell me about myself. My name is Boding Shen and I am a fresh graduate manufacturing engineering student at UMPSA and my CGPA is 3.41. I have hands-on experience in CNC machining, quality control and production through my internship and previous work where I operate CNC machine, perform inspection and adjust production equipment. I also have skill in SolidWorks, AutoCAD and Microsoft Excel. And I am a fast learner and able to work under pressure, and I am looking for an internship to gain my practical experience and improve my technical and problem solving skills. The second question is what is one area of professional growth I am focusing on? One area I am focusing on is improving my problem-solving skill in real production environments. Although I have experience in quality control and machine setup, I want to become faster and more confident in identifying root cause and solving issues efficiently. I have started learning Lean Six Sigma concept to improve my approach, and I hope to gain more hands-on experience to strengthen the skill future. The question 3 is describe a situation where you persuade someone during my work. I noticed that some products did not meet the requirements specifications, but the operators want to continue productions to save time. I explained the issue using measurement data and showed that it could lead to more defects. I suggest adjusting the machine, setting and checking again. And after the adjustment, the product's quality improved. This experience taught me how to use clean communications and facts to persuade others. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kwang Min Heng, a first-class mechanical engineer graduate from UMPSA with a 3.75 CGPA. I am passionate about smart manufacturing and industrial automation. I recently completed a rotational internship at Wonder Engineering, where I gained hands-on experience in new product introduction and developed work instruction to align engineering drawing with production reality. At university, I lead to my team to win the Best Group Award for our adjustable truss trolley, which integrated IoT control and ergonomic design. I am a details-oriented problem solver who enjoy resolving technical bottleneck, and I'm ready to contribute my technical excellence to a professional engineering team. I define a healthy and productive environment as one built on clear technical documentation and open communications. In my experience at Wonder Engineering, productivity was highest when the R&D and production teams were perfectly aligned. A healthy environment is where every engineer feels responsible for quality and is encouraged to suggest continuous improvement. To me, productivity is not just about speed, it is about having standardized process, like accurate work instruction that allow the team to work safely and without defect. I enjoy in culture that values innovation and support multidisciplinary collaboration to reach common goals. If I spot a critical flaw, my priority is to protect the project integrity and the company reputation. First, I would verify my findings with data, such as a 3D CAD model or a stress analysis FEA report, to ensure the issue is factual. I would then immediately approach my supervisor to present the evidence privately and professionally. I would not just bring the problem, I would also propose a solution, such as a design adjustment or a new testing protocol, catching a flaw before mass production begin. Even after approval, save significant time and cost. I believe a great engineer is one who has the attention to details to catch this error and the encourage to speak up.
Good day. In this situation, our team is facing a sudden shortage of critical resources, which may affect our ability to meet the client's deadline. The first thing we will do is quickly understand the problem. We identify exactly what resources are missing, for example, manpower, materials, or equipment, and how serious the shortage is. Next, we look at how this problem affects our project schedule. We focus especially on the most important tasks, which are the tasks that directly impact the final deadline. If these tasks are delayed, the whole project will be delayed. After that, we reorganize our schedule. We prioritize the most important tasks first, and we temporarily delay or reduce less important work. We also try to use our current resources more efficiently. For example, if some team members have multiple skills, we can assign them to help in critical areas. This helps us continue progress even with fewer resources. Another method, we can use it to run some tasks at the same time instead of one by one, as long as it does not create too much risk. This allows us to save time and recover some of the delay. If possible, we can also add extra effort to important tasks, such as increasing working hour or focusing more team members on those tasks. However, we must be careful not to overload the team. At the same time, we will review our timeline and create a more realistic schedule based on the current situation. This update plan will give us a help guide that team and also prepare us to communicate clearly with the client. In summary, our goal is to stay flexible, focus on the most critical work, and adjust our schedule in a smart way so that we can still meet the deadline or minimize delays.
I strongly agree with my partner. Okay, second, we are talking about communication is very important when we face a problem like this. First, we need to inform the clients as early as possible. Waiting too long can cause misunderstanding or reduce their trust to us. When we talk to the client, we should explain the situation honestly and clearly. We should tell them what happened, why it happened, and what impact it may have on their project or delivery. At the same time, we should provide a realistic and updated timeline for when the work can be complete or when the issues can be resolved. Giving a clear timeline helps the clients plan their own schedule and shows that we are responsible and professional. Communication is not only for the clients but also inside the team. Every team member should know their role and responsibility in solving the problems. They should also understand the current progress of the project, what tasks are finished and what tasks still pending. Regularly updates and discussion within the team are important so no one's confused or left behind. By sharing importance clearly, we can avoid mistakes, reduce delays, and make sure everyone is working in the same direction. Good communications also help us finding solutions faster. If team members find a problem, they should share it immediately with the group. This way, the team can work together to think of temporary works around, adjust the schedule, or find ways to reduce the impact of clients. In summary, communication is the key to handling unexpected problems. By keeping both the clients and the teams informed, we can manage the situation better, maintain trust, and complete the project successfully. Strong communication helps us stay organized, solve problems efficiently, and make sure everyone is confident about the next steps.
I agree with your opinion, and I believe the temporary workaround is one of the solutions to overcome the shortage of critical resources. The first is we can relocate internal resources by borrowing the resources with the other teams, which the project is currently less urgent. So this can help us quickly cover the gap without waiting for the new resources. So the second is we can outsource our part to the work to reliable external vendors or partners. Even if there is a slightly higher cost, it is justified to maintain client certification and avoid penalty due to late delivery. Third, we can adjust a working arrangement such as introduce overtime or additional shift or flexi working hours. This allows us increase output in the short terms using the existing teams. In addition, we should prioritize the critical tasks that directly impact the final delivery and temporarily postpone activities. By focusing only on high impact tasks, we can maximize the use of limited resources. Another important step is to simplify process where possible. For example, we can reduce unnecessary steps, approach or reworks to speed use product. This helps improve efficiency without needing extra resources. At the same time, I think the important is to closely monitor the progress on a daily basis. This allows us to quickly identify any new issues and take immediately corrective action before it affects the deadline. Finally, the temporary workaround should be clear, aligned with the teams, and support by good communication so everyone can understand their role and urgency of the situation. So the overall of our discussion, I can conclude that in facing a sudden shortage of critical resources, it is important for team to stay calm and respond strategically. We need to first adjust prioritize the schedule to focus on critical tasks, then maintain clear and transparent communication with stakeholders to manage customer expectation. At the same time, implement temporary workaround such as resources reallocation, outsourcing, and process optimization will help us to minimize the impact. That's all for us. Thank you.
Thank you.